Right then, it's time for another transfer scout report. Right, who are we doing this time, Steve? And who's going to be signing for Dortmund? Well, maybe not this guy, actually. I don't think this guy is going to sign for Dortmund, and it's not a new name to United fans in reality, but good player, experienced player. What's going on then? Well, I'll tell you. So, we're looking at a player that has once seen as one of the better players in world football, and rightly so. He's available on a free transfer and he's become surplus to requirements last season. United probably don't have the budget to be going big and hard on numerous different positions with transfer fees, so I don't think we can scoff at a free transfer. And the free agent market, especially with how United are at the moment, has to be somewhere that United need to look into. Now I'm going to throw a name at you. Isco. Okay. Stylish player. The kind of player that can play on the wing without really having to really rely on speed. Can play down the centre, again, without really relying on physicality or speed. Very much a prophet of that sort of tick-attacker generation of player. Wonderful technique. He played 17 games last year. He only registered 2 goals in that time. It was probably the worst season of his career for a man that was valued at 80, probably 100 million if you tried to sign him. Just never really see a lot of transfer rumors about him. And he's an elegant footballer with technical ability that's beyond maybe everyone in our squad. Trying to think of anyone who comes close to him. I'm not sure they do. His ability and his talent are not in question. His heart potentially could be, and I don't mean from a medical point of view. I mean, I'm talking about the mentality kind of point of view. But you're talking technique, you're talking vision, you're talking dribbling, that low center of gravity. This is a real baller. And when I look at some of the stuff he does, and the fact that we missed out on Modric all those years ago, you kind of go, could we? They could be utilised as a rotational player. If you moved Sancho over to the right-hand side, he could easily fill in there alongside other players. If other players are struggling dealing with form or getting back to form, he's a great option to have. He could fill in at number 10 if you need to rest or rotate Bruno, or if Bruno got injured or something like that. You'd have an excellent deputy that could step in and do bits for you in there. He offers something totally different to the wingers that we have. And when you come up against teams that are going to just sit and low block and defend you, that doesn't really suit Marcus's game. Marcus is play it in behind it and let him chase it kind of game. And if, let's say, it was Marcus and Sancho that you're going to have as your first choice wingers, having someone like Isco, when a team is set, is a brilliant option. Absolutely brilliant option. You use the right tool for the right job, and a team that's hard to break down, Isco's the man for that. Totally different, like I said, to what we've got. Very effective against low blocks. Real clever, real intelligent sort of movement when there isn't a lot of space in behind. And Ten Hag does operate with wingers that have a little bit more technicality than speed at times. There's obviously doubts if at age 30 he'd be suited to the vigour and physicality of the Premier League. Thiago Silva made me eat my words on that, because I thought there's not a prayer he's going to be able to handle it, and he looked sensational. Has he got the inner fire in him to take on a new challenge and remind everyone why he was once the golden boy in Spain? He doesn't really have the leverage that he used to have, and certainly coming off the season that he's just had, to demand absolutely bonkers wages. So I'm going to put it out there. Could this be a real good opportunity for United to maybe throw in like an incentive-based contract at someone? We need quality. We need characters. We need strength, and we need depth. And when you're looking at what's available out there, if you've got 150, 160 million pounds to spend, and you're probably going to have a couple of million or something to play with in your wage budget, well, he's not going to take too much of my wage budget. He's going to take absolutely zero in terms of the transfer fee. What's his signing-on fee? A couple of $100,000? Okay. Maybe even if it's a couple of £1 million, it's not a massive, massive deal. I think Manchester United could go a lot worse than bringing in someone of Isco's undeniable quality. Again, this is what's great. I mean, you've also got the likes of Christian Eriksen out there. Same deal. There's a lot of really good players out there, and it's frustrating as a United fan to sit here and watch all of these signings just go elsewhere. And you think, did we know about these? Have we made contact with these? Was there any interest whatsoever from our club in signing these players? Because when I look at what's probably going to take to the field first game of the season, I don't know if any of them are as good as Isco. I mean, going off the way Juan Mata finished this season, if he played for another team, if he played for Real Sociedad, then you'd be like, could do worse than him, wouldn't we? You know, we need a lot of players. They're not all going to be £75 million. Some of them are going to have to be free. Some of them there's going to have to be question marks over. I've never heard anything about attitude with Isco. Can anyone give me a reason why not to do it? Let me know in the comments. Why wouldn't you sign Isco? In fact, yeah, do that. Don't tell me why you would. Tell me why you wouldn't. See you in a bit. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.